Jeremiah here, on the telephone with Mélanie Sindrey, who is an executive member of the Mississauga South NDP Riding Association, and this Sunday, September 29th, they have planned a protest to bring Marc Emery home in support of jailed marijuana activist Marc Emery, the Prince of Pot. Mélanie, good to have you on the telephone. Can you tell us about what you guys have planned for this weekend?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to march down the lakeshore in Mississauga South from what's called Memorial Park. Some people also call it Provincial Park. Right beside the Credit River, we're going to go down to Stella Ambler, the Conservative MP's office. We're going to protest in front of there. And we're going to have our signs and just make a big stink. We all want Marc Emery to come home. So we're not going to have any smoking during the march because the Peel police are actually going to, there's going to be some bike police there following us just to make sure that we're not being civilly disobedient or anything like that. And then we're going to cross over, we're going to walk down the other side, and we're going to go in front of Culturizing, the local head shop and marijuana community activism people and business associates and such. And we're going to take some pictures in front of Culturizing. And then we're going to come back to Memorial Park, and we have our orange NDP tent there. You can't miss us, and it should be a great event.
Can you tell us about the genesis of this event? How did this come about?
Well, honestly, we were having an NDP pool party, and with just a few members of the Riding Association executive, and I got unofficially appointed as the marijuana representative, as we're all trying to. We just don't believe that Justin Trudeau's stint on legalization is actually going to go anywhere. We really do think that decriminalization with the NDP is the best way to advance distribution. Wow, that was like the worst word to use. But for people to have medical access to marijuana, people who need marijuana for medical purposes, we want them to have it. And we think that decriminalization also, specifically, we think decriminalization is important because jails are for violent criminals and not for people carrying small amounts of marijuana around. We're really angry about all that.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, it's such a crazy injustice to be putting non-violent people in prison.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's great to see the NDP moving forward, at least in a riding association on this one. It's funny because this protest actually has nothing to do with cannabis culture or Pot TV head office here. This was totally something that you guys just did yourself. And in fact, I just contacted you today. I just had found this online. It just popped up in our Google feed or whatever. So that's how we came across it. But yeah, it's great to see you guys doing that there. Now, you did mention Justin Trudeau, and you mentioned legalization versus decriminalization. And I know that the NDP has sort of seemingly taken a sort of back burner position in recent months on this issue when Justin Trudeau, the Liberal leader, has sort of moved forward on it. Can you sort of fill us in on what the party is up to these days when it comes to the marijuana thing and where your leader, Mulcair, stands on that?
The official stance of the NDP is the decriminalization of small recreational amounts of marijuana. And some medical proponents access for medical people, but that's less vocalized. More often, what you'll hear is our official position is decriminalization of small recreational amounts of marijuana.
Right. And now you mentioned that you thought this was a better approach than the full outright legalization. Can you explain?
Well, you have to do things in evolutionary incrementals. It's just the political process, right? You can't just have a revolution is kind of like going in circles sometimes with people just trying to push forward their agenda. We really do think evolution is the way to go, and a small policy evolution would be to institute decriminalization of small recreational amounts to start, and then give people some more medical rights, and so on and so forth from there.
Well, yeah, I know there's a bunch of different approaches. Some say the incremental approach is the best way, and about Mulcair, I haven't really heard any statements from him lately on the issue. Is there any sort of behind-the-scenes movement in the party, or is there anything that you could sort of give us from your unique, insightful position there as an insider on the Riding Association?
Well, our initiative, this marijuana marijuana-related protest to bring Marc Emery home is a personal project of the Mississauga NDP Riding Association. Not all of us, the executives, are actually working on it, actually, just about half of us. But actually, it's just, Mulcair has taken a bit of a back burner thing on this because Trudeau's in the forefront with the legalization, and we also, specifically, I really do think it's just that we're not going to, I'm so sorry, I'm losing my words. We're not going to advertise that the NDP is pro-marijuana, is primarily what we're worried about, right? But we are pro-decriminalization of small recreational amounts to keep the jail system for violent criminals, primarily.
Now let's talk about Mississauga and what's happening there. Here in Vancouver, we are pretty lucky because the police here treat us with respect for the most part and don't really bust people a lot for small amounts of marijuana. Vancouver's kind of unique though, because in the rest of the province and in the rest of Canada, besides some of the major city spots, the police are cracking down on people.
Yeah, exactly. We were told we're not allowed to smoke if there is delinquency and criminality in terms of you do not have medical credentials and you're going to be smoking marijuana on the street. The police are going to stop us during the march. So that's what we've been told.
Now, who were you told this by?
Actually, I've spoken to multiple people at Peel Regional Police, and the last one was Constable Stevens, and he was quite clear that people would be confronted, to say the least, if they were going to be smoking marijuana. Even those with medical credentials, we're gonna have a communication about this. If you have medical credentials, you should go speak to the bike police that are on site right away before you light anything. Just show them your credentials and tell them that you're allowed.
Wow. So, and they actually suggested that people with medical licenses will not be allowed to smoke there, or they said that was a problem as well?
Well, they said it would be, we extremely discourage that in the sense that they think it would be better off for everybody if there was no, paraphrase of Sergeant Stephen, I was talking to two different constables, two different sergeants, but Sergeant Stephen said specifically that we don't want people to smoke marijuana at all.
Wow. So yeah, a little different.
They can't stop you, right?
Well, that's right. If you have a medical license, they'd be hard pressed to do anything to you if you did. I'm not sure how your bylaws are there. I know in some places you can't smoke near buildings, and you can't smoke in public parks, and you can't smoke here and there and everywhere else. So, I mean, they might get you on a bylaw infraction or something.
Yeah, so Sergeant Stephen was of the opinion that if you have a prescription for marijuana, it's not like you would be going out in the street and taking your prescription medication in the street, right? That's pretty much the kind of advice he was giving us, right? And the feeling he was having, because it's like a personal medication thing. Right. Well, a little paraphrase.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can get in touch with one of the sergeants or constables there and see if they'll answer any questions for us. But yeah, so this is starting at 4 p.m. the march, and it'll proceed to the different locations that you mentioned there. Is there a time when everybody should gather before that, or is the march itself is just at 4 p.m.?
We're going to wait until we have as many people that, I guess we're going to wait till we have a threshold of about 15 to 25 people, assuming on everything is indicated at 4 p.m., so we're going to go probably at 4:10.
Excellent.
At the very latest, we're going to start marching at 4:10, yeah. Very
cool. Well, I'm excited to see how it goes. Now, will you guys be recording it on video as you go?
Yes. Andrew Hamilton-Smith is our resident videographer and Mississauga South NDP Executive Secretary, so he's handling all of that media angle.
Well, Marc, I know that he's very stoked on this happening there. It's very good to see you guys moving forward on this. We'd love to have Marc home, and it's just inspirational to see people across the country starting their own little events and really supportive of Marc. So he's definitely pleased with what you guys are up to there. And hopefully this spreads and we can get people doing it elsewhere. It'd be great to have The Prince of Pot back in Canada.
Yes. Have our voices heard. He wasn't doing anything wrong. Only disobey the unjust laws. All right.
Exactly.
Here, here.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Mélanie. It was nice speaking with you, and I wish you guys the best of luck. I'd love to post your video on Pod TV when you guys are done, and we'll definitely have you on to talk about how it went. Hopefully you don't get into too much trouble with those Mississauga police officers there.
We don't anticipate anything going awry, actually. We're just going to try and cooperate with everybody, and primarily we want this branding exercise to work for the NDP because we really do believe that decriminalization is the next step, and the NDP's voice on this, and particularly Mulcair's voice on this, is go forth with the decriminalization of small recreational amounts of marijuana.
Okay, now people can find out more information about this. There's a post on the front page of cannabisculture.com. Mélanie, I don't know if you guys have a website anywhere that you want to give the address for.
We're all over Facebook. We're the Mississauga NDP, and then there's the subgroups for Mississauga South NDP. If you want to check us out on Facebook, that's our main thing. We're also on Twitter. We're MS_NDP, or at MS_NDP.
Fantastic.
That's about it online.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for coming on the show today. We'll definitely have you on again to talk about how it went.
Thanks a lot, Jeremiah.
Yeah. Best of luck.